Hola gente, ¿qué tal? My name is Annie Grimm and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be discussing the new Netflix series Emily in Paris starring Lily Collins. So as you can tell from my outfit, today we are going to be discussing everything Paris, everything French, everything a la Francais. This series was created by Darren Star, which if you don't know is the creator behind the ever popular series Sex and the City, which I grew up watching it. And if I had to describe this series in a mesh of different things, I would say, which is something that I've actually seen a lot in Twitter and all around the internet, this is a mashup between Gossip Girl, Sex and the City, and The Devil Wears Prada. Now, the show centers on Chicago born and raised Emily Cooper, who finds herself with this incredible opportunity to move to Paris and work there for a year. Emily gets this chance of a life when she is invited to work at Savoir for 1 year, which is the French location of her marketing agency that she works at in Chicago. The fun thing is that she obviously was not expecting this. The opportunity wasn't exactly for her at the beginning. They were expecting her boss, Madeline, but Madeline chooses not to go and instead offers the opportunity to Emily, who obviously accepts it in a whim. Now, the thing is, Madeline has been preparing for this opportunity for a very, very long time, but Emily has not. And because this was so on a whim, obviously she was not expecting it, so because it comes as a surprise, she wasn't really prepared to travel and go to Paris and live in France for a year. And I say that because they make it very clear the fact that for her, for Emily, the chance to be in Paris, it's an adventure. Any of us would take the adventure to go live in Paris for a year. But the thing is, she doesn't really know the language. So it's really interesting to see her go from being full Chicago, full American, to slowly adopting French culture into her life. Now, on this review, I really want to talk about the good, not so good, and nitpick a couple things that I feel like they need to be said. So let's get started. Okay, the good. Oh my god. First of all, Paris. Just Paris. My god. This series is practically a love letter to Paris. Why? Because the city is just gorgeous. Every single shot is stunning. It shows up the city in a very romantic way, like the same way that Sex and the City and Gossip Girl showed up New York. It does the same thing for Paris. And I really needed a show or a movie that did exactly that. So I'm very happy that Emily in Paris does it. The fashion. A lot of people are going to say that maybe Emily's sense of fashion wasn't really there, or they don't agree with her style, or they think it's a little overrated, whatever. In my opinion, I think it was incredible. There were a lot of outfits that I really wanted to wear. And it made me think, okay, I don't have a background in fashion, but I do appreciate the art. And something that I've noticed is that Emily in Paris takes work fashion to a whole new level. It doesn't matter that she works in marketing, because before the pandemic, of course, I don't know if you've noticed that literally the typical work outfit that used to be a pantsuit, a blazer, and a blouse is completely changed. And her fashion forward style looks absolutely incredible. My favorite outfits, which I'm gonna put in a second, the reason why I like them is because they are so special. They're really fashion forward, and I feel like they somehow like make references to different things. For example, the outfit she wore to the ballet is incredibly a replica of something Audrey Hepburn would wear. Think Roman holiday, think the wedding dress, the wedding outfit from Funny Face. If I can find a picture, I'll put it down below. But it made me think about that. Not really Audrey in Breakfast at Tiffany's, but rather 50s Audrey. And it's so good, especially because Funny Face is actually developed in Paris. So it only makes sense that if that was their intention, that's amazing. Another thing that I want to say that was good. I love the character of Sylvie. Can I just say that? She was tough. She was really tough. But you know what? I appreciate her. She's a boss. Okay, let's face it, Sylvie was such a boss. Like, flat out, she was such a boss. And I, for one, truly admire a woman who can just be no nonsense and just go for it. That's the type of boss that I want to be one day. And I am so happy that Sylvie was that type of girl. I really, really liked Mindy. She was so quirky. She was really funny. Mindy was super cool. I liked her. She said it like it was and didn't take anything. I like that about her. I like the way French culture was portrayed. I read in an interview with the actor who plays Gabrielle that apparently the French actors that they had would actually say, like, no, we don't do that here. Or if they saw something portrayed as too American or something that's not very genuine to French culture, they would call it out and say, no, we don't do that here. No, that's not something a French person would do. And I like that authenticity because many times in American productions, we see things very Americanized. And we see things very, very much applied to Western or American audiences. And not every person will agree with that. Not every person will act that way. So it's very refreshing to see a series, an American series, try their best to portray a culture the way it is. I love the music, and I really liked the aesthetic, if I can say that. I like the aesthetic of the show as it is. I think it's the kind of show that you watch, kind of like Gossip Girl, kind of like Sex and the City. It's the type of show that you watch, not so much for plot, but you watch for the fashion, you watch for the city, you watch for the music. It's kind of like reading a magazine, like a very glossy, beautiful magazine. And you're presented with amazing styles, you're presented with this incredible visual media and different things that just catch your attention, and it honestly keeps you flipping the pages to see more. So I for one appreciated it. Let's go into the not so good parts. I feel like the acting in some parts was a little bit over dramatized. I get it, it's for comedy, but sometimes, being super, super, super extra doesn't make you funny. At least that's my opinion. I can be wrong. I can definitely be wrong about it. But the way that I see it, I feel like if you are so extra or you're too loud, you're too random, it's not very funny. It doesn't really come across as funny. Now, as much as I have praised her, especially her fashion choices, because I really loved her style, and I have to say that I do appreciate her being so positive all the time, because I know for a fact that if I were in her shoes, I wouldn't have been so positive. I have like a very love-hate relationship with Emily. I think she's cool. She's like Serena in Gossip Girl. Like, she's kind of like a Serena in Gossip Girl, where you love her style, you think she's gorgeous, because Let's face it, she's gorgeous. But you don't really understand much of her choices, or you really don't agree with them, or yeah, you just don't understand why she did what she did. Now, why do I say this? I said at the beginning of the review that she wasn't really prepared to go to Paris, and that's fine, you know? That's totally fine. But we don't know how much time passed, or at least at this point, I don't remember how much time passed between her learning that she was going to Paris and then actually arriving in France. And you're seriously going to tell me that the only French training that you had before you stepped foot in French soil was a Rosetta Stone course? I don't know. And then you're gonna get there because let's face it, you're not there because you're traveling and I don't know, you're just having fun. You are there because of work. And it's very different being a tourist than being than actually living there. From not personal experience, but from a very close experience, I can tell you that the first thing you need to do is actually learn the language when you're going to a country where they don't speak the same language as you. Especially if you can only handle one language, you need to broaden your horizons, please. I just don't understand. Why would you go to France and not learn French? Like, I'm not some cultural being here, but I don't even know when I'm gonna get to go to France with this situation going on around the world. But I'm learning. I don't know when I'm gonna go, but I'm already learning. I'm already trying. And it just seems weird to me, you know? And then expect people to like talk English when you haven't really learned their language. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm just gonna say that I wouldn't really do that. Another thing, and listen, I completely understand. Gabrielle is freaking gorgeous. But if he has a girlfriend, you don't do the things you do. Let's just leave it at that. You don't do that. You don't do that. Which is fine, you know, people do their thing, and the man's gorgeous, but you don't do what you did. It's not okay. And something that I do want to say is the way you get them is the way you lose them. And what they do with you, they will do to you. I felt like, you know, sometimes it felt like a few characters were a bit of a caricature, like a cartoon version of the real thing. While it's funny, you know, for comedy, sometimes it didn't really hit the mark, you know? One example of that would be the fashion designer, Pierre Cardin. I thought he was a bit cartoonish, but it was really funny. Just a couple of things that didn't really make sense. Another thing that I didn't really like. Listen, I get that you're in Paris, and I get that the men are simply irresistible. I understand that. I just don't agree with, you know, going around and, I don't know, getting with every single guy that, like, throws himself at you. That's me personally. I don't agree with it. I am not slut shaming, and I am not, like, saying anything bad about it. I am just saying that is not something that I would personally do. If it's something that you would do, that's fine. It's not something that I feel comfortable with. Now, that said, I personally do not agree with dating or just going out and doing things with, like, every single man that throws himself at you. Like, for example, the philosopher. Which, by the way, tell me that you did not get How I Met Your Mother Ted vibes from him. Because I did. Like, I was just waiting for him to be like, actually. But come on, he is so Ted Mosby. Schmosby. He is so Schmosby. And to be fair, to be completely fair, now I understand that you're in Paris and you're like surrounded by cute guys with like really, really, really nice accents. But it would be kind of creepy if you're just sitting at a restaurant, having dinner by yourself, and some guy just leans into you and says, "Oh, I bet you one bottle, like the next round, that those people are actually dating." And it's like, thanks, dude, but I don't know you, so maybe that's just me. Maybe that's me. Maybe I need to get out more. Maybe not, because right now I can't. My first reaction wouldn't really be, "Oh, okay, let's see," and go home with him after that. I wouldn't do that. What I did love, what she did with Schmosby, with French Schmosby, let's call him that. Oh my god, how she handled it at the opera, well, at the ballet, how she handled it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, now let's get to nitpicking because I really need to get this out. Okay, so I found this thread on Twitter that I'm gonna link down below so you guys can check it out. It talks about the discrepancies. Let's use that word, which is really fancy. So basically, it talks about the inconsistencies between Emily's marketing world in the show versus what it is in real life. And I really, really, really recommend reading through this because a lot of times during the show, you get a bad feeling about the way things are going. For example, in one episode, because her blog is growing, she gets invited to this Instagrammer lunch event thing. And it's like from today, like in a few hours. And I don't think things work like that. If you are working at an agency, at a marketing agency with luxury brands, and you have been told previously that your social media presence is a bit of a competition, and not only that, but you know that the person throwing this event used to be a client of theirs and now they're competition, you don't go. Where's the work ethic? You don't go. You can't go. Because if you go, like, how do you think that's gonna look? Honestly, how do you think that's gonna look for your boss? Be it here in France or be it there in Chicago, how do you think that's gonna look? Not only that, but I'm sorry, I got super excited. Not only that, but we also get this chance that Emily tells herself that she has experience in promoting pharmaceuticals, promoting medicine, promoting this and that. Now, her first order of business is to create a social media campaign for this lady product, Vajajon. And the first thing she does is take a picture of the product, take it to her Instagram, and then say, "Why is the French word for lady parts male instead of female?" And see, you would know that if you were actually studying the language that you're supposed to learn. Listen, French is a language that clearly uses masculine and feminine. In French class, these are known as masculin et féminin. Yes, I did study French. I am kind of studying it online because right now there are no classes, but last year I did take lessons. And one thing that I did discuss a lot with, well, not discuss, but talked about with my teacher was that, for example, countries, did you know that countries in French actually have genres? Yeah, no. many countries are either feminine or masculine. For example, according to my book, which shows you that I am actually studying the language, you have masculine singular countries that actually have a masculine genre, at least in the French language, are Canada, le Canada, le Japon, l'Iran. Countries that are feminine are la Chine, la France, l'Espagne. And when you're talking plurals, we go les États-Unis, les Philippines. So there you go, a bit of French class for you. You're welcome. So the thing is, like I said, genre isn't really something serious. It really shouldn't be taken that seriously. It is just the way the French language is. It's not, it shouldn't really be this feministic thing. Why? Because it's a word in French. I'm not mad, and I don't really agree with her being so touchy about a word in French having a different genre. I am angry at the fact that she would honestly post a product that she was supposed to be promoting and helping the campaign get more people involved, and you're posting about it on your personal social media and basically saying, oh, this is wrong. Man, what's up? No. Do you want to get fired? Like, is that how things worked in Chicago for you? Because it doesn't really work for the rest of the world like that. I'm sorry, that's just not the way it is. Maybe I have a different work ethic. I don't know. But it just doesn't work like that. And it shouldn't work like that. Because at the end of the day, you are supposed to be helping this product, not harming it in any way. And what you're doing is, and yeah, the show may paint it as like the first lady of France, the president's wife, retweeted it, so now everybody's talking about it, and yay, that's cool and all, but let's face it, 99% of the cases, that is not going to happen, and you will probably get fired. So just a quick roundup there, so be careful, please. Not everything that happens in television happens in real life. Come on. Another thing that the thread actually talks about, and I feel like it should be talked about more often, is that you don't really, like, can we talk about how unrealistically fast her network grew? I get it, you're in Paris, and I get it, you have a really clever name, which is super cute and whatever, but you're not the first one to blog in Paris, at least I don't think so. And nobody grows like that overnight. It may happen, but I don't think it's very common to see like that many people just skyrocket and just become super famous overnight. That doesn't happen. Okay, so those were my thoughts about this new Netflix series, Emily in Paris. Now, if I had to say like final thoughts, I would say I fully recommend watching it. I think it's like the type of show that you put on and you watch when you really want to watch something cute, something fun, flirty, something pretty to look at, or you're really in the mood to go to Paris, or you are really in the mood to see some cool trends, some cool fashion, or you're just in the mood to watch like something where your mind doesn't need to be 100% focused on it to understand the plot. It's not really one of my favorite shows, but it does fall into this category of shows that I will watch continuously. I think I have a feeling that I am gonna give the show another watch. I don't know it right now, but I know that I will watch it on the future before season 2 it comes out, hopefully soon. I don't know, let's hope. Because I feel like it is the kind of show that you watch over and over, and it's cute, it's fun, and it's flirty, like I said, and honestly, it's very cute. And I fully recommend you check it out if you are someone who loves Paris, you are someone who has always loved Sex and the City or Gossip Girl, or one of your favorite movies is The Devil Wears Prada. I think you're really gonna like this one. So with that said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Now, if you would like to see more content like this, I post once or twice a week. I'm not sure yet. Um, Subscribe, like, and comment. If you've already seen the show and want to leave some comments down below, you absolutely can. Let's start a conversation. Let's share what we think, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye.